Today is the 30th of March 2018. So all of you come to offer lunch to the monks, the nuns and meditators. Especially today, the nun Chaiya make contribution for meditation building $10,000. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. As her birthday occasion, and dedicates this married to husband and parents and sisters. This means all of you making contribution to accumulate the noble treasures. We have inner treasures and outside treasures. For the outside treasures such as your vehicle, your money in the banks, your house, because it's the house, your jewelry, this outside treasure. When we depart from this world, no one can take all these outside treasures with us. But for the inner treasures, we can take them with us, it's like after us, and we attain into Nibbana. That's what we call inner treasures, or noble treasures. We have 7 kinds of noble treasures. You have to remember that and try to accumulate it as much as we can every day, as we are human beings. We are moral beings. Especially we have come across the Buddha's dispensations. We know how to use our terms, our lives, our belongings to be beneficial. So we need to accumulate the noble treasures every day as much as we can. Please remember, we have the 7 kinds of noble treasures. Number 1 is belief, or confidence, or faith. Belief here should be associated with the wisdom. It's not blind faith. What we should believe? We believe the glory of the Buddha, the Buddha's doctrine, and the Buddha's holy disciple. And also we believe the law of karma. When we believe that the virtue of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, so-called triple gem, and believe the law of cause-effect, we will do the good thing. We have good deed, good speech, good thought every day, based on our belief. It's the right belief. Like today, all of you come to the temple because you believe that we do the good thing. For example, you come offer lunch to the monks, the nuns, meditator. It's the great merit to offer some things to the holy person. As you practice meditation, even though you don't have chance to practice, you suppose someone who practice meditation or the holy person, you gain the great benefit return. As you believe that, you sacrifice your belonging, your time, and come to the temple as to perform this meritorious deed. This confidence, faith, or saddha is one kind of inner treasures. We should keep this right belief in our heart. Number two is sila, as moralities. As all of you know, there's a moral conduct. There's 5 precepts. We need to uphold this moral conduct purely and firmly. This one kind of the noble treasures, inner treasure. Regard about your deed, your speech. You don't harm and hurt others. This because you uphold this moral conduct. This means one kind of inner treasures. And number 3, what we need is knowledge. Knowledge here, we have the worldly knowledge, or spiritual knowledge. Yes, we have to study the Buddha's teachings. We should possess this knowledge because the Buddha's teaching is very practical. When we study, we have knowledge. We know what we should do and what we should not do. Well, which way we have to go, so you know the right way. That's why we need to study the Buddha's teaching to gain knowledge. As you gain knowledge, sometimes when we come across this undesirable situation, you can let it go. Otherwise, you will suffer about. So, who gains this knowledge? We know that nothing is permanent and uncontrollable. As we understand this point, you will not suffer about. Whatever you come across, you can let it go. Because of your inner treasure, you gain knowledge. That's why we need to study the Buddha's teaching. Number 4, generosity. Generosity. We need to share our belongings with others. This is our hard-earned money. We have to use it be beneficial. So generosity is one kind of noble treasures. And number 5, called moral shame. Moral shame means you feel shameful to do some unwholesome action. Because moral shame, we should possess this inner treasure too. And number 6, a moral fear. You fear to do this unwholesome action or unwholesome deed, speech, and thought. In Pali term, we call hiri ottappa. It's very important. When you possess these two kind of this moral shame, moral fear, you will not do any unwholesome deed, speech, and thought. That's why we need to possess these noble treasures. The last one, number 7, is wisdom. Wisdom. We need to develop our wisdom. The wisdom, we have different levels. Like we learn at school, from the kindergarten, and first grade, second grade, and so on, until we get our degrees. For a noble treasure, all this wisdom, we need to develop that step by step. So at least we should have this wisdom that understand that we do the good thing, we receive the good consequences. This one kind of wisdom. And we need to practice meditation and to see the phenomena of this mind and matters as impermanence, suffering, non-self nature. So we need to develop our wisdom, be higher and higher. As to see, so it is the suffering, subject to change. Every is subject to change. This mind and matter is a suffering. Where suffering comes from, we know that everything is not come up without cause. Everything have to cause. What is the cause of suffering? When we practice meditation, we will gain this knowledge. The cause of suffering is attachment. Somebody feel, I feel sorry about something, feel sad about or worry about something, and so on. Where is the sadness, worry, sorrow come from? This originates from attachment, craving. As you practice meditation, you see this is the cause of suffering. As you see this impermanency of this mind and matters, you can reduce your attachment. As you be able to reduce your attachment, you will be reduced suffering too. So you see the cessation of suffering. That's why the Buddha said, we need to practice this mindfulness meditation. Try to be mindful. Try to be aware of every physical activities and mental processes. So what happened to our thought? Whatever our sensation, feeling, emotion, try to be aware of that. Otherwise, when some kind of external objects appears through our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind, mostly just greed, anger, delusion arise. So when we practice this mindfulness meditation, we try to be aware of every object, what is appears to the sixth sense basis. Then we can purify our mind from greed, anger, and delusion. This means this is the benefit of this meditation, mindfulness meditation. You practice, try to be aware of this object arising and disappearing. It's no greed, no anger, no delusion, no worry arise. So you gain the benefit here and now. And also, keep practice this mindfulness meditation. You can overcome sorrow, limitation, and you can destroy physical suffering as well as mental suffering. And you can gain the enlightenment. You can gain the vipassana knowledge. From vipassana knowledge, you can gain supramundane knowledge, wisdom. And finally, you can realize the cessation of suffering, nibbana. That's why all of you tries to accumulate these noble treasures, 7 kinds of inner treasures. And many of you be able to realize the Four Noble Truths and achieve your spiritual goal in this very life. Thank you for your attention.